Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Checkered Flag Racing League. Tonight, we have the first race of the second round of the Midweek Series playoffs. We head to California Speedway Auto Club in Fontana, California. This 2-mile fast oval will provide the Midweek Series drivers with a very, very unique challenge. Not many tracks like this. Kind of Michigan is a sister track to it. But we've got qualifying going on right now for these drivers in the Xfinity cars at Fontana. The 5 playoff drivers in the field are Cameron Morris, Matt Connors, Spencer Boyce, Ryan Harp, and Josh Harris. Sal Zavala will be getting last place points tonight. He was not able to attend, but he was in the party at a time where it was acceptable for him to get last place points, so he will. We have 5 playoff drivers actually participating tonight. I'm joined by Kevron tonight. Which one of those 5 drivers left in this Midweek Series playoffs do you look for to be your favorite for the race?
You might going to call me crazy for saying this. I think the guy with the most speed, consistently with the most speed all year long, Spencer Boyce. That cat right there, when he gets his head set in the game and keeps his focus straight on what needs to be dealt with in front of him, I see him pulling off the task.
He's been pretty strong, I believe. The most wins out of the Midweek Series regulars. Him and S'mores with multiple wins. Josh Harris has 1. I believe Matt and Ryan Harp are still winless. Now, for those winless guys, what do they need to do? Because those guys could play spoiler. It's a one-race championship at Chicagoland. What do you think for those two, Ryan Harp and Matt?
Well, it's going to be a tough task to handle staying consistent with so Ryan Harp, he got the win there at Drebin on the dirt track.
Right. He has won a race this year. I'm wrong, yes.
But yet, as far as a paved racetrack right between the Xfinity and trucks, he's struggled for just about half the year to find that consistent speed to be able to, make any kind of headway past Spencer and S'mores and Harris and all them. It's going to probably take strategy for both him and Matt, who actually Matt's a really good strategist to be able to pull off any kind of win to launch themselves up into the chance of getting a championship before the end of this season.
Definitely, but there is another factor in play tonight. We got 2 of the Cup Series top dogs, Tegan Jones, Bradley Domer Jr. racing. Do we think the race win is going to be a battle between those 2?
It's hard not to say that it's going to be between those 2. Bradley came out with a win last week at Kansas. For those that didn't get to see any broadcasting from the CFRL channel last week, it was because there was not one, and we apologize for that, folks. We did not have the personnel to have that broadcasted. But check out Whitmania, and he had the onboard a live view of that race from last week at Kansas, and that view had Bradley Domer Jr. crossing the line first. So, last week's winner at Kansas being Bradley Domer, and then the week before that at Richmond was Spencer. Y'all got to see that with Tegan broadcasting, and thank you, Tegan Wessel, for hopping on and doing that, by the way. Anyway, a whole lot going on for the Midweek Series here, Mike. It's really hard to keep everything in order to be able to tell all our fans that are watching how everything's playing out.
Yeah, it was a tough ending last week. If you watched the Whitmania stream to see what happened, Mr. Whitmania, me, lost, unfortunately. It was definitely a pretty wild race at Kansas. Came down to me, Bradley, and Spencer. So, pole sitter will be Chase, 39 car. He hasn't raced too much this year, but he's on pole.
Yep, this midweek season rookie Chase didn't start at the beginning of the season. Pretty late in the mid-season there. Only got a couple of starts, not in the playoffs for the midweek series, but have shown some pretty good speed whenever he has been able to race.
Yeah, we had a Tegan lost connection, so it actually gave the hosting ability to remix. So we're seeing if he can work this out right now.
Already, 704 Games is lackluster
Wow. So
performance.
Remix got booted when Tegan came back in, and it made Tegan the host. We got a lot of strange stuff going on in this lobby right now.
Oh man, no kidding.
Man. So we're waiting on this to get going here. Tegan should have the settings getting going. Doing the drivers meeting right now, so
Okay.
we'll hear what the stage is 25 to 26. Pace speed 75. Don't use the apron on restarts. Call out when you're pitting. Stay on the apron until the backstretch. He said yada yada yada. So
Well, if you don't mind, while till we hear you say we got the green light to hop in and start broadcasting the live race, got a couple of short news bulletin for midweek series news or midweek news. There you go. I wanted to call it the midweek news. For the midweek series, as you just heard Mike May say, we're in the round 2. Cameron's in first with Ryan Harp second, Spencer third, Joshua fourth, and the two that are sitting outside the bubble right now, Sal Zavala and Matt Connors. So they're 5 and 8 points below the cutoff line, so we'll see how many points they can make up for that. In the NASCAR news, Austin Dillon, the penalty that was put on him for the eligibility to be in the playoffs was upheld after they tried to protest it, and so NASCAR has made their final decision on that. He will not be eligible until, if he wins at Daytona without crashing 2 cars, maybe he'll be eligible. But anyway.
he is appealing the appeal. We also have Cup Series. If you want to go through that with the cut line there just before we get going here.
Absolutely.
We can join now.
Okay.
So
we can join.
We can circle back to that in a little bit.
Yeah, well, let's try to get this all going right here.
Alrighty, so waiting on these guys to go green. Chase on the pole. We'll see what he can do. Been a part-timer in the midweek series this year. Driving the 39 car. We'll see what he's got tonight. The buzz on pit road. You can see all these people out here. Folks are ready to go for this race in Fontana. This track can bring very, very intense racing. Tegan Jones will be starting from the back, so you know he'll be on the move. But here we are. They're going up through the gears. And the green flag is out at Fontana. Chase and S'mores leading the field to green. S'mores on his door trying to get side draft.
Looks like there was a little bit of lag coming from the 54 Twix machine of Spencer because Bradley shot back pretty quickly.
Look at this angle up top. We got 2x2 in the front. Chase gets the advantage here. Let's go on board with P4. Josh Harris looking maybe to take it 3 wide. He's gonna. They're sort of 3 wide. A little contact on the straightaway between Spencer and Harris.
That's going to allow Bradley to come up.
Yeah, Spencer kind of
put a
threw
little
a block.
bump draft on Spencer.
Bradley maybe looking for the middle. He's going to try to pass Spencer. Gives a little shot to Harris. They're going to take 3rd and 4th right there. Get right up in front of Spencer. Bradley in the wall. Causes the chain reaction. Harp is around. Can he save it? He does. He keeps it off the inside wall.
Incredible save by Harp.
On board with Tegan Jones here. S'mores trying to chase. He goes to his outside. Will he try to cross him up here? He does. He gets under him. S'mores putting the moves on Chase. Well, he's going to hit him.
There's a little bit of a fender contact there.
This is going to give Josh Harris the chance to get involved.
All that's happening, too. They're 3 wide in the back here between Spencer, Matt, and Bradley as Tegan gives Bradley a little bump draft. And here we are battling for second. There's action all over the track, Mikeman.
Yeah, side by side for second. Looks like S'mores is going to keep that spot.
One of the few tracks on this game,
Three
Mike, where you
wide
can run
now.
that high lane and keep that momentum. Yep, 3 wide in the back here still.
Single file now. Now we look back to the front. S'mores looking for the lead, trying to get under Chase. He's been trying to put a move on him this whole time. He gets it. Will Chase cross him up? Looking to do it.
He sure is.
Who does Harris work with? Wow. This 39 car is quite strong, Kevron.
Right off the bat here, yeah. I mean, you got a Chevy, you got a Ford, you got a Toyota all in the top 3 here trying to figure out which way is the best way around this track and staying ahead of others. But right now, that 39 is keeping everybody behind him pretty well.
Yeah, S'mores made the move to get by him, and Chase put on a pretty good crossover and got him with massive exit speed. S'mores is all over his rear end right now.
Yeah, unfortunately for S'mores, that is not considered a lead change since they crossed the line with the 39 still ahead despite the crossover move. So as of right now, the 39 with a strong car on default setup as the 22 goes down to the apron to try to make a move for the lead.
He's been really aggressive, and I don't really know if this is the smartest strategy that he could employ. You've got probably your biggest competitors based on speed held back there in that second pack. Might be in his best interest to stay in line and try to get a gap on these guys.
Yeah, you could probably think Harris is getting his mind, too, about how much speed he's carrying behind him and the 39 machine. But I'm like you. When it comes to who probably has the best overall speed week in and week out, he's mired back here right in front of Matt Connors. I think that's 7th place. Yeah, that's... So, I mean, he's going to make his moves right here, but you know how aggressive Spencer is, and he's not going to save his tires for anything. So I look to see him falling back pretty quickly.
Yeah, looking at Tegan Jones here, Matt into the wall in the 6th car, and he's all the way on the inside now.
Oh, meanwhile, Mike, man, we have Harris here taking 2nd away from S'mores on the outside.
Yeah, he got it. Harris in the P2 now. Him and Chase are buddies. They might try to work together here. S'mores had a really good corner there. And he's been willing to pass anybody.
Well, right now he has no friends talking about S'mores in the 22. Yeah, he's going to the outside here. 39 blocking the 54 while also trying to keep the 22 in tow. So he's got a pretty big task ahead of him to keep these cats behind him and lead every lap. But so far, as we already talked about, Mike, man, he's got a pretty fast machine.
Yeah. We got single file all throughout the field. No battles. Bradley's leading this second pack. We've got Bradley leading the field right now.
And Harris just made a move under the 39 for the lead right here. Going to wash up. They're going to be 3 wide. Oh, almost 3 wide there, Mikeman.
No, still staying 2 wide now. What does S'mores do? He's sticking with Chase in the 39 right now.
Yeah, he likes using that high lane. Talking about 22 of S'mores there. He's going to try to sling shot around the 54 machine of Harris and use that high lane momentum to get around him. We'll see how this works out.
They're holding tight in each other's doors right now. Side by side. Can Harris get the side draft? S'mores has the draft from Chase, though, pulling him past him. S'mores back in the 2nd spot. Now this second pack still led by Bradley Domer Jr., featuring 2 former Cup Series champions. 3-time Tegan Jones and the inaugural Cup champion Remix, and Bradley's in the wall.
Bradley slammed the wall there, Mike, man, coming off of turn 4. He made that contact earlier in the race, at the very beginning when Spencer lagged back at him. That front nose damage is really causing that car to not handle well at all coming off the corners.
Tegan tight there, and now Remix will lead this group. The 2017 Cup champion here in the 08. Been a while since his last league win. About 5 years.
CFRL Hall of Famers flexing his muscles tonight.
Pretty strong. He's been able to stick with 3 pretty fast drivers here, Bradley, Tegan, and Spencer. This is a pretty strong showing for Remix.
If these 4 cats right here, talking about Remix, Tegan, Spencer, Bradley, all these 4 guys right here, there might be some damage between the 98 and the 89 machines, but if they can keep their nose toe-to-toe together, they can catch up to this 3-car pack ahead of him because S'mores and Harris have not stopped battling.
Yeah, I don't really get the strategy here. Oh, contact made!
Harris barely saved that going into turn 3.
Man, that really hurt them. They lost a lot of time on that.
Not only have they lost a lot of time, they lost a lot of tire tread, too. It don't take much to wear them tires out on a racetrack like Auto Club.
Definitely. S'mores has been quite impatient so far, I'd say, but chasing the 39 has had control of this race the whole time. 19, Darth Kylo pitting.
Yeah, he's been falling way back from the very beginning of this race here, so he definitely doesn't have a... Oh, okay.
39 and 22.
And the 22's got the preferred line, as a matter of fact. This might actually end
They're
up
3
changing
wide.
They're going to pit.
They're all pitting.
Yep.
Ooh,
39
contact.
loses the lead to the pit. Yep.
And Harris takes them both on the pit entry.
Doesn't look like anybody sped, though. Great entry by Harris. And the 22.
Only 1 car still on the track, 98 of Tegan Jones.
Which, on the technicality, he has that lap lead right there. So, Tegan Jones with a name up on the lead or on the lap lead board here. Which doesn't come as a surprise, but the fact that he's having to deal with an ill-handling car due to some damage that he had obtained there at the very beginning of the race is a surprise that he's not battling up there for the lead just yet, but here he comes.
Yeah, he's pitting now. Looks like a pretty smooth entry for Tegan Jones. 22 leading.
Yep.
Leading this group out.
54 close on his back bumper there. 39 didn't really help a whole lot of time getting through pit stops there. As a matter of fact, he might not even have to draft.
Wow, Harris making a move here. Looking for the net lead is Josh Harris in the 54. On his inside, but this outside has been strong when two drivers have been battling all race.
And I tell you one thing too, Mike, man, if I was these 2 cats right here, I know that 39 machine's a fast cat behind the wheel, so I would try to be bumper to bumper here to catch the draft, get as far away from him as possible, get within a couple of laps to go before the end of the stage, and then race it out. They're just going to allow that 39 to catch up to him if they battle it out any more than this.
A bit of an observation from me here. We just crossed for lap 14, which means these drivers are pitting around lap 12.
Yep, halfway in the stage, yep.
So 25 to 26, I believe, is the stage number. We could have some trouble for these guys making it, because they were pushing it right to their fuel number to make it to the end. So could it be close?
Well, we know Darth Kylo, he was doing everything he can to make up the most time. He's going to be the one well off the pace before too late.
Definitely going to be an odd man out here with his strategy.
But he was already back there in last place, which for tonight is 9th place. But, doesn't hurt, doesn't gain, nothing. Like I said, just trying to make something out of nothing. But, it surprises me that even with just a lap of difference between the leaders pitting and Tegan coming in, how far back Tegan is. And, Tegan sitting in 6th, I figured he'd at least be up there with the 89 and the 54 bunch, but they have well passed him up.
Yeah, he came out near the 08, though, and has gapped him quite a bit, and he's pulling up to this group with Bradley and Spencer. I think he does have the fastest car in the field. And once we get this stage yellow, I think we'll see him really shine. Now, Kevron, do you want to, while we have some downtime here and a lot of single-file action, do you want to give us our Cup Series update on what happened in the last weekend and some points updates based on the playoffs?
Absolutely. So from the last weekend's results, it showed Mikeman here winning at Bristol, Ryan Harp. Thank you, buddy, for broadcasting that Sunday night race.
They did a great job up there, Harrison Harp.
Harrison Harp, fantastic job. Everybody that's able to pitch in between Harris and Sal and all of those, we definitely appreciate those guys. But really, though, huge shout-out to Ryan Harp every Sunday, giving his heart and giving his all, broadcasting Sunday night races so that everybody can enjoy going back and watching how fun the excitement was in each race that we have. But anyway, getting to it with Mike Min here, having that win from Bristol advances automatically into the next round. Being that we're in the Gordon round, with 2 races to go, we got Chicagoland this Sunday. Then we're going to be off because of Labor Day weekend, and then we've got the Charlotte Roval. And those 2 races are going to decide between, you could pretty much say Tegan's locked in. Yeah, I mean, not technically locked in yet, but you can just about guarantee he's locked in because of his speed. Bradley's the same deal. Michael Fox got some good points. He's not locked in yet. He's only 13 points above the cut line, with Ryan Parsons in 5th, 8 points above the cut line. Myself, Kevron 187 in 6th, only 2 points above Kamal Wright. And then Kamal Wright, obviously, with being the first guy out of the bubble, Spencer below him, 5 points out from where I'm sitting at. So, I mean, it's a tight battle, Mike Man, with the way the points are going to set out between Chicagoland and Charlotte Roval. Obviously, a win is going to make a huge difference between the guys down on the bottom. They were able to obtain a win to, skyrocket their way up into the Earnhardt round. But let's see. I'm trying to remember the first 2 guys that were out from the last round. Wessel and JB. That was after the Talladega race. But that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that Tegan and Bradley are probably both locked in virtually on points, because we do run virtually the same system as the Cup Series points are in our Cup Series. And you have to think somebody like Mindkiller, who's 13 points up. 13 points is a lot harder to get in a 12-driver field than what NASCAR has with 40-driver fields.
Absolutely.
So, while it might not seem, you only see him 13 up and you say, wow, that could go quickly. It could, in theory, but 13 is not a bad number to have, especially with a road course there for Mindkiller.
Yeah, in Charlotte Roval, it don't matter if it was even at mid-Ohio or whatever. Mindkiller is one of the best road course drivers we've got in this league. A lot of it has to do with where he's on a steering wheel and pedal and all that. Most others are on a controller, but that allows him the advantage to be able to race those road courses a lot smoother than most other guys, and myself included. I love road course tracks, and it's a struggle for me to get a top 3 between the likes of Mindkiller, Bradley, and even Spencer. Spencer's got some good road course speed. Oh, Harris is going to pit.
He's committing to the strategy. He's got to pit. The guy that probably sat here will be Tegan Jones, I think. That's the guy you got to look at, because with how everybody else ran, it's going to be a tall order for them to get to the end of the stage.
I'm a little bit surprised, given that Harris was sitting pretty in second, but I even am more surprised of the 39, how much ground he's lost after having a strong start to the race. He's under attack here by the 98 of Tegan Jones and the 89 of Bradley.
We'll see if anybody else pits here. We're coming to lap 23, so the next lap will be the one pits close on. Spencer's going to pit.
Looks like the Hall of Famer, either he's out of gas or he had an issue of some type, because he was very slow in the backstretch.
Matty's staying out. We'll see where Darth Kylo shakes out here. He's probably got a pit. Remix is pitting. Darth Kylo is not.
And just like that, Tegan gets around Chase.
Let's take a look at S'mores here, looking for the stage win. Coming to the final 2 laps of the stage. And he's going to pit. 22 has to pit.
Oh, and here comes the 89 pitting.
Yeah, 89's got to pit. The pits are closed. Matt's pitting with the closed pit, so he'll have to start in the back. Wouldn't get a lap back. I don't believe he will.
If he does go a lap down, I believe that is the penalty. You are correct, Mike Man.
Yep.
So, I actually like how the 39 had backed off a lot to keep the chance of getting a stage win alive. But that is a very risky and bold move, because even if you cross the line to the end of the stage, as we're crossing the final lap right here, if you end up running out of fuel or whatever, where you come out at the end of it all, once everybody cycles through it, is where you want to start at. There's no mulligan or anything of that nature, I don't believe.
Tough spot for Matty. He's coming out probably going to be a lap down, so I don't know how they're going to enforce that with the closed pits, if he does get his lap back or not. But coming around here, Tegan Jones with a great strategy call. We called it earlier in the run that he was going to be able to do it. Chase doing a great job on the 39 too. He's going quite slowly. Oh, he's out.
Yep.
He is out, so he's going to have to pit, and that's going to put him to the back of the field. Stage winner, Tegan Jones.
And out of fuel, the 39 crosses the line second, but as to your point, because he has to come down to pit road under the caution for the stage break, he will have to start in the tail end of the longest line. Yeah, Tegan staying out that extra lap there definitely was the key to getting that stage win.
And Spencer got the free pass. And Tegan really putting some of these guys in a bad spot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot all about Matt. Yeah. Matt's got second. I apologize, folks.
Matt did not get second. Matt did not get second.
Oh, is he a lap down?
He is a lap down now.
Oh, my apologies, folks. I need to ask Mike, man, since he's got to stream up before I start flapping my gums. Well, if Matt's a lap down, then I figured, okay, no, that's right. Spencer was ahead of Matt then. Is that correct?
So there'll be a confusing thing going on here. I believe we might have lost Darth Kylo.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, he'd been on the pit road here for too long for him to be either a penalty or whatever. Out. So, yeah. That leaves 8 guys on the field now. As you can see, S'mores there in front of everybody going into pit road right here.
Let me jump in there real quick. I've got to address something with them.
All right. It looks like S'mores is going to come out ahead of Tegan. What a pit stop by S'mores.
Yeah, one thing you can think about is Tegan had to take 4 tires no matter what. S'mores might have gone 2 in fuel, because he could have taken 4 under green maybe. So
I don't know.
There was a gap. Tegan wasn't. There was cars in between Tegan and S'mores, so I think S'mores might have made a strategy call.
That definitely could be the case, but I'll tell you right now, if that was a 4-tire stop, that might have been a 4-tire stop of the year.
Yeah, that's got to be.
That was some quick timing right there.
All right, we're choosing here. Yep, S'mores is the control car, got in the inside lane.
Not a bad move by S'mores, but that's going to allow the 89 of Bradley to be up behind Tegan Jones, so interesting to see how this works out.
Definitely.
And Remix here on the bottom of the second rows. They're about to go into the restart zone.
Green flag back out, up through the gears they go. S'mores and Tegan, your front row. Great restart for the inside lane of S'mores with a big shot from Remix. The 2018 truck champ getting pushed by the 2017 Cup champ.
Ooh, the 39 got awfully Yeah, that 39 got awfully close to the apron there. Almost lost it. Lost that momentum. Bogged everybody back behind it between Bradley and Harris.
39 or 08 did wave around, so he is on the lead lap. Tegan making a move on him up there, as you can see from this angle from behind Spencer Boyce's car. Now Bradley trying to make a move on Remix now. Oh, Chase making an aggressive move. Bradley will block low, and they'll push right by Remix in the 08. Now Tegan Jones trying to chase down Cameron Morris.
And I tell you what, folks, do not sleep on S'mores. He's got a strong enough car. He can hold the likes of Tegan back. So this ought to be a really good battle, Mikeman.
That's a tough challenge. Holding Tegan back, not many have done it. A lot have tried, many have failed. Or do you think he hangs behind the 22 here, Tegan? Maybe they work together and try to pull away?
Mikeman, you are reading my mind, buddy, because I was thinking the same thing.
Oh. We got a crash.
Yep, Spencer.
Big moment. Oh, into the wall, Remix.
Yeah, Remix got tagged by, I don't think it was Spencer. I think it was who was he around? It was either the 54 or the 6 machine, and they were trying to avoid Spencer and ended up getting collected by somebody trying to check up for Spencer. That ought to be a yellow.
We'll see. I don't know if they're going to call that a lag yellow or not. We got side-by-side here for 4th.
Tegan almost puts the move on S'mores to take the lead away, but they cross the line with the yellow
Yellow's out. That from Remix looked a little strange to me, so we'll have to take a look at that, but I'm not really sure how he wrecked there.
I think there was some type of a lag. I didn't see it per se, but Spencer's has some issues with lagging here the last couple of months.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. I thought I saw something strange, but we'll have to look back on the stream at that.
Yes, sir.
Just to see. Now Matty gets his lap back. And every car in the field will be on the lead lap now, with the exception of Darth Kylo, who is out of the race.
Definitely does not help his chances here in the playoffs.
No, not really. That's a big loss, and this helps Matt Connors here, driver number 6, the Whataburger machine. Pits are open here. Do we see a lot of pitters?
I think it looks like everybody's
pitting.
Coming in.
Yep. Nobody's staying out.
Auto Club is she's a brutal track on tires. I say everybody will pit for 4 tires when they can.
And you got to think that this race does have a tendency to come down to fuel a lot, so that also could be a factor. We'll check out who our driver with the last pit stall is, and
looks like they're Mr. Remix.
Remix in the 08, so we'll look at his view from the 08 box to see what driver comes off first. S'mores led the field in. Will he lead the field out?
Money stop yet again by the 22 machine. That's the 39. Ooh,
big stop for the 39. Got a 15-2.
I was about to say, by the way that they're coming out of pit road, I don't think he was able to get the jump on Tegan Jones, but no. Oh, nor is that the 89? Yes, sir. Yeah, Bradley's sitting pretty in 3rd now.
Last week's midweek winner kind of flying under the radar. I really haven't heard much from him today.
Yeah, he had that lag issue from Spencer lagging back into him with that nose damage right off the bat. Caused him to fall back a little bit in that second pack. But, yeah, now you see him with the likes of Tegan Jones and trying to battle S'mores for the lead here.
Driver just stopping here for a ghosting issue. I assume we'll get back going here and be able to choose at the end of the backstretch.
I wouldn't doubt S'mores will pick the bottom lane again, Mikeman.
What's that?
I see. Yeah, I was about to say. I was trying to say that I could see S'mores picking the bottom lane here just about every time. Definitely caught Tegan off guard that last restart.
Yeah, he had a great restart with a huge push from Remix there. We'll see if Tegan can put up a better challenge. Tegan usually one of the better restarters in the league. Bradley Domer Jr. the pusher this time for S'mores. Tegan has Chase up top. 5th and 6th, Spencer Harris. 7th, 8th, Remix Matt. Here we go, back green at Fontana. Better start for Tegan, but it looks like S'mores will have the advantage into turn 1. A great push from Bradley.
Yep, absolutely. Tegan had a great jump with S'mores, but he had no help.
Oh, we got a wreck in the back.
They're wrecking again. Yep. Remix caught the apron line and spun the car around, collecting Matt. I don't know if that's a yellow or not, but we'll see. Who? Bradley.
Caution, I think.
All right, caution. We'll be out then. All right. Bradley and Tegan made some contact going down the backstretch there. Tegan trying to do some side drafting, and Bradley would have none of that.
S'mores will keep the lead. Bradley 2nd, Tegan 3rd. Chase 4th, Spencer 5th. Guy's going up into the wall.
Yeah, S'mores really checked up quick there. Or at least that's what it looked like from my screen. But
cause of the yellow was Remix hitting the apron, spinning, and getting Matt involved. Matt's got quite a bit of damage from that. Absolutely T-boned him if anybody's concerned about the cause for that caution. That was most definitely a 2-car collision.
Yeah, Matt Berger in the Whataburger machine, he's got a lot of front nose damage on all sides of that vehicle.
Yeah, tough incident for him. Just got his lap back, but he'll pit here, fix that damage, and we'll see where he comes out. Does everybody else pit here? That's a big question.
We just restarted, and I'll tell you, this may be me, but I go ahead and take 4 tires all over again.
I would too. That's my decision as well.
Now, you can have the likes of Spencer. You know how aggressive he is. He might take 2 tires and get that track position.
Definitely. He loves that decision.
Ooh! Well,
everybody except Chase.
One of the strongest guys that were at the very beginning of this race here staying out. A bold move, but I'm telling you, that 4 tires at the likes of Auto Club is going to pay huge dividends compared to the likes of Chase, because I don't care if it's 3% tire tread difference. You're going to see the difference in speed before too late.
Definitely. It's an interesting decision for him. We'll see if it works out. Does anybody make a strategy call? Yeah,
Spencer with 2 tires. I called it.
It never works, yet he keeps doing it. Spencer will be out 2nd. I can't tell the difference between these guys. S'mores 3rd, Bradley 4th. Not sure what it is behind him.
Tegan 5th. Yep.
Harris 6th, Remix 7th. And the 8th spot will be Matt in the 6th.
Well, to defend Spencer, 2 tires is better than no tires, but 4 tires is better than 2 tires. We'll see how this plays out.
My perspective about it is Spencer always makes this decision. It never works, and he keeps doing it and wonders why he gets the same result. He'll go on Instagram posts commenting about why can't I win. Well, this is a good reason why.
I'm trying to look this up into the definition. I think it relates to the word insanity.
Some crazy choose cone there. That was not clean.
No kidding. Definitely not clean. And just like that, S'mores is, he's having to deal with Chase, who's on no tires. Harris dealing with his best bud Spencer here, that's on 2 tires.
Well, the choose is interesting because you have, heading into the choose, 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 5th are all on the inside.
Yep, and here we are now back under green, going through the restart zone. Really, nobody got a big advantage. That Spencer puts a huge block on S'mores.
S'mores saying, nah, gets under him. Oh, Chase got the apron. He's in trouble. Apron.
Yep, box everybody up. Going 3 wide for the lead. Going 3 wide for 4th.
Spencer's going to have the lead. 2 tires for Spencer. Will it hang on? Harris looking to get through to 2nd. S'mores under him with a push from Tegan on Chase for 3rd. S'mores with a slide job, gets in front of Chase, makes the move work. Now, how aggressive is Harris? Chase going back at S'mores here, looking to go inside of him. He's got help from Tegan Jones. S'mores is the
Harris
odd
is
man
going
out.
down low.
Yep, we got 6 cars under a blanket here for the lead. It's Harris going to take it from Spencer. Spencer hanging on the outside. He has a bad
Slide
corner.
job.
Checks up S'mores.
Slide job.
Can he get it? He's got it. Oh, contact between S'mores and Tegan and Chase. They're all hitting. The outside conga line pulling ahead. Oh, more contact. 89 and 39.
98 making it 3 wide between 54 and 22 here. Bold move by Tegan Jones. Shoves the 54 Twix machine out of the way. Now takes third for now. S'mores holding on to second.
Yep, S'mores cleared a second, but Tegan dives under him. What a move, Tegan Jones.
And he's
going
going for
through
the
the
lead.
middle. They're 3 wide contact. Harris keeping it off of him. Tegan Jones going around the outside. What an impressive showing of driving here by the 3-time Cup champ, the 2-time National Series champ, Tegan Jones, to the point.
And Mike, man, when somebody says or asks, who's got 101 wins, we don't have to say a word. You could just look at this racetrack right here and see who has 101 wins, making the moves that he
Bradley
did.
in the wall in the
we got
back, he's
contact.
wrecking.
Yep, Bradley's wrecking. Almost, if he does collect Spencer, then might bring out a yellow, but I don't know if that's a single car crash or not.
Looks like a 1-car incident. Tegan Jones out front. He's got S'mores all over him. Bradley's out of the race now.
Bradley, he sustained too much damage to try to make it any further into this race here. He is done for the day, folks.
Now, we'll see what this 98 car has really got. It's looked fast the whole time, but now you got a group of guys right behind it. Can they hang on with him, or can he really power away from the field?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to help him with 22 pushing him the way he is. I think S'mores has got the strategy of trying to get as far away from these group of guys as possible and then battle Tegan by himself whenever the opportunity persists.
At 98. I mean, I can't get over that move he made. Diving under Harris and then ending up in the middle of 3 wide for the lead, powering on the outside for the lead in turn 1 and 2. Just incredible stuff from Tegan Jones.
Within 3 miles, Mike, man, he put 2 separate 3 wide moves and made every move count to get into the position he is right now without, by the way, making significant contact or rubbing anybody dirty.
And folks, we don't have a measure of the seconds on the screen here for you guys on the broadcast, but you can visually see the gap is widening quickly here with this tandem here in lockstep right now, pulling away from Harris, Chase, and Remix, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. This race is going to come down to these 2 drivers.
It definitely seems that way, Mike, man. Permitting no caution comes out between now and the end of the race. The 98 and the 22 definitely got a lot of teamwork going on, so to speak. I'm pretty sure that's just what the strategy S'mores is pulling off is, like I mentioned earlier. Bump draft the 98. You know he's got the fastest car. You stick to that draft that he's got. Push as far away from that second group of guys as possible. Hope that this race goes to the end of the without a caution. And then by sheer luck of pit strategy or just however much speed you think you got against Tegan, do the best you can to get past that 98 for the win.
And you look at these 2 guys, it's a tale of 2 very different last couple of weeks. Tegan Jones had his crowning achievement in the CFRL, 100 wins a few weeks back at Pocono in the Cup Series, while S'mores had arguably the worst loss of his career after a last lap incident at Talladega. Both of these guys are hungry to add more to the win column.
You know Tegan, he is not done with at 101 races. He wants to make it 200. He wants to put his name up there with the likes of the King Richard Petty, the likes of Kyle Busch. These cats that have 200 wins in real-life NASCAR events, Tegan Jones wants that same number put up against his name as the 39 is now coming to pit road.
That's an early pit stop for the 39. He did stay out on that last caution, so that could explain why. We got a battle for fifth, it looks like maybe Matt. No, he'll hang behind Spencer. These two are having an interesting battle back here.
It kind of looks like a tale of like the early 2010 Daytona and Talladega races where everybody's just like a two-car tandem.
Everybody split off from each other. Well, the one we're going to pay attention to is the 98 and the 22. This pair of Mustangs, really quick vehicles tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely have shown. Oh, the 98 got a little bit tight. It lost a little bit of momentum there, but the 22 stay in tow, pushing that 98 across the start-finish line there.
I really think S'mores has a really fast car tonight to be able to do this. This is not an easy thing to do. Fontana is one of Tegan's best tracks. To be able to stick with him here is insanely impressive. So hats off to S'mores. He's done a great job so far sticking with the 5-time total champion at CFRL, Tegan Jones.
And, you know, a lot of people that, that are tuning in and seeing the 22 of S'mores here in the Midweek Series race around, a lot of them probably don't even realize he is a Hall of Famer.
He is, you're right, yeah.
And, for the guy that's been in this league for several years, he retired for a little bit. Now he's back. He wants to prove himself that, that he still has what it takes to be able to race with the likes of Tegan Jones, Bradley, Mike Mint, JB, Ryan Parsons, ZX, all these cats that are up here.
Throw yourself in there.
Well, I'm still shaking off the rust.
Man, you're a Midweek champion. Humble. You're on the right side of the cut line right now, and the Cup Series not doing a bad job.
I'll keep myself humble, but
Harris pitting.
Yep, Harris coming into
Spencer.
pit. I don't mind the early pitting, but the problem is, Mike, man, you've cut away the bump drafting abilities, so if any chance that you can get together as soon as possible to help bump draft each other to gain more speed on the leaders, the better your chances are of, catching them. But,
around Matt. Matt.
He hit the apron there trying to stay around the 39 machine of Chase, and he just hit the apron and lost it.
He made a heck of a save there not to hit anything.
22 and the 98 are coming to pit road now. 98, really aggressive entry, though.
Yep. He got a lot of time on S'mores there. Remix pitting. We'll see what happens here. S'mores are going to need a big stop here from his crew to stay in this race.
Right now, the only guy out on the racetrack is the 39 machine. 54 is just now coming out of pit road.
Oh, chasing the wall hard.
Yeah. Chase really got tight, and he had rim ride the wall the entire way through turn 4. Tough break for the 39 machine. And with only 7 guys out on the racetrack left here.
S'mores must have had a pretty good stop. There's a good distance. He's going to have to really drive the wheels off this thing to stay in it.
Yeah. I believe Tegan's got a faster short runs car setup than S'mores, but the speed pretty much evens out after 4 or 5 laps, give or take, for what I've seen. We'll definitely see how this works out for the 22 of S'mores.
We could be in a strategy spot here. It looks like some guys will have to take 3 stops, I believe, till the end. No, excuse me, 2 stops. While I'm pretty sure, well, we'll see. We've got, I believe, Tegan just crossed for 27 to go. He could, in theory, make it a 1 stop. A lot of guys will have to go, could go 2 stops.
Whew. That's a tall order, though, even for the likes of the 98.
Anybody that can do it, it's him.
Absolutely. It's just... People struggle to make it 12 laps, and the max we've seen pushed was 13 laps, and that was by Tegan. So to make it 14 laps, we'll see. If he can get a far enough lead, he could definitely save enough fuel. But the 22 is still close enough to where I wouldn't be comfortable trying to save fuel at this point.
Let's go on board with the 22 of S'mores as he tries to chase down Tegan Jones. Looks like the gap's been even with him. He's done a fantastic job today. I can't give him enough kudos because keeping up with Tegan Jones at a track like this is no easy task, and he's done a great job.
He's definitely doing a great job. I mean, if you think about all the guys that are behind him, we've got Harris in the 54 and sitting in third. I mean, if you go on board with him, which just from my view, I can barely see the leaders ahead of. So, that's how far away them two cats right there are ahead of third place. And then even sitting in fourth place is the 39 who smacked the wall going all the way through turn forward several laps ago. He's losing ground to Harris. It's just so many guys now are all spread apart to where really and truly the closest battle we have is S'mores and Tegan.
And S'mores is catching him.
He's got a little bit of that draft in his sights too, I believe. That's going to help S'mores out.
He's almost in range for that draft. We're still on board with S'mores as he tries to get back to the 98. Tegan got it all on pit entry. It almost makes you wonder if the roles were reversed and S'mores outdoes Tegan on pit entry. Could he pull away? And you also have to think, does Tegan have the better pit strategy? Tegan is usually the strategist of the field. One of them for sure that can make things work that not many other people can. So watch out for him to try to make it on one stop potentially.
Absolutely, Mike, man. And with S'mores coming down the pit road the same time that Tegan did as well, it's not like Tegan's got a lap advantage like he did when we were in the first stage.
That's a great point.
S'mores got that draft, though, Mike, man. He's definitely going to try to bust a move on him now that he's far enough away from third place.
You think he makes a move? I don't know. We'll see.
I'm saying if you think that you're going to get beat going into pit road, like how much time Tegan had pulled away from him without getting a speeding penalty, S'mores is going to have to make something out of nothing right here.
And with Tegan Jones, it's not like a cat. You don't get 9 lives. You barely get any chance to go back at him. And S'mores had one here, and he executed it perfectly. If you lose ground to Tegan Jones on the pit cycle again, I don't think you can do that twice.
And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think S'mores has a win yet in the Xfinity cars either, doesn't he?
And he's been looking for that big time. He's really wanted that Xfinity series when he's done well in the trucks. Won a few races down there. But Xfinity win has eluded him so far this year. And there's just 2 races remaining now. We have Charlotte in the trucks next week and the series finale at Chicagoland in the Xfinity cars.
And the Xfinity cars at Chicagoland is bound to put an excellent show on for the fans to watch. I'm telling you, though, Mike, man, S'mores is doing that same strategy as he did before, just bump drafting the 98 of Tegan. But if it was me, I'd try to go ahead and make a move because that third-place car just now crossed the start-finish line. I think there's plenty enough space to try to do some magic right here if you could.
These two are in Fontana, the rest of the field's in Sonoma. Will S'mores try to put a move on? I'm all for riding usually, sticking behind the guy in front of you if he's fast and you can work together. But with the gap that you've mentioned, it makes a lot of sense for S'mores to try to get that advantage. Tegan Jones is the best in the series, in the league, at executing pit entry.
And on top of that, you're really, so if you try to make a move at any point between now and the next pit stop, let's say you were able to get ahead of or Tegan. If you had a car fast enough to where you were able to catch up to Tegan, then get his draft, you know that when you can get in front of Tegan there, the best thing that can happen for Tegan is to stay in your draft. But once he gets out of that draft, you have a chance of pulling away from him. Which, how many times have you heard that phrase being entered?
Not very often. I mean, speaking from my experience, I call cup races to try to get just off strategy with him so I stay away from him. Because you get him in your wake, he's taking it and he's taking advantage of it. And he's going to win a lot of races and convert. S'mores taking a wider arc in, getting more exit speed.
Oh, he's actually making a move now, yeah.
Yep. Real smart move from S'mores here. He's got the faster car. Can he take advantage of it? Tegan is tight. That's his main problem. He's tight. He took a big swing at the car on that last pit stop to try to make adjustments to it. And the car still remains tight for him. S'mores to the top spot. Tegan Jones will try to hang on behind now. Is he going to try to make a move back on him? No. S'mores to the lead.
Yeah, Tegan's definitely going to try to stay in the wake of the 22 machine. So third place is coming into pit. That's going to leave the door open for, I believe, Spencer. Now he's technically in third. The 98 trying his best to do about switching back and forth, see what kind of deal he can make out of the 22 machine, but the 22 is just too fast.
Yeah, I don't think S'mores had a very good corner there. We're crossing the line here for 17 laps to go. Matt is showing 3 laps of fuel. So again, this puts these guys in a really close spot. And if I know Tegan Jones, I think he might be starting to try to conserve potentially.
Well, he's not doing that right now, so he's battling on the outside of S'mores there. S'mores crossed the line, as the leader still, but Tegan, with only a bumper behind him, trying to make a move out going into turn 1 and 2.
I think the one-stop strategy's out. Tegan and S'mores are pitting this lap, so it'll be 16 to go. There is no way they can stretch that.
And S'mores has had a history of having some speeding penalties in moments like this, so we'll have to see how that 22 comes into pit road.
Let's watch how these guys execute their entries. Tegan late arc. S'mores did a good job. He gets down. They both get down without speeding.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't see any speeding.
Job.
Yeah, and S'mores taking that lower entry line, really done a great job at keeping control of that car from spinning out, because it is easy to spin out with that transition down into the apron.
I find Chevron this to be one of the most challenging pit roads that we come across. This in Michigan can really come out and get you.
Exactly, and for those that don't race this, it's honestly very deceiving how hard it is to get into pit road, both here and Michigan, because you think, it's a very wide track, and the transition of banking from the racing groove down to the apron, it wouldn't be bad enough where you spin out.
Bad stop for the 98 crew, 16-4. S'mores is going to have a big advantage. Could this be his chance to pull away from Tegan? Matt Connor's still on the racetrack. He's the leader. He'll pit this lap.
Man, S'mores has an excellent gap on the 98. Unless if Tegan loosened his car up to help get better speed in the short run, that 22 is gone.
That is a huge difference. But if I know Tegan Jones, if you hang a target in front of him, he's going to chase it down.
Like a guided missile, Tegan Jones going to try to find any way he can to get back to the lead here and pass S'mores.
Let's go on board with him and see how he drives this racetrack. All the way up to the wall. And he's going to dive down. I don't think this is his best corner. Oh, he'll get to the white line.
Definitely not his best corner. Yep. Definitely losing that car up.
He must have made an aggressive adjustment to this car.
I believe.
Really high entry. Pulling down low. On that white line, Tegan Jones.
Yeah, I believe Tegan threw everything he could to help loosen that car up to get more speed out of it, but I think it's going to hurt him more in the long run than anything now.
And now there was one driver that stretched that fuel a little longer than everybody else. That's Matt in the 6. Can he pull off something miraculous? It would have to be a Hail Mary, or if he gets it done, we'll call it a Hail Matty.
Do not be surprised if that 6 machine of Matt Berger crosses the line first due to that strategy. We talked about it at the very beginning before this race even started. It's going to take strategy for the likes of Matt or Darth Kylo to win. And here we are with Darth Kylo now out of the picture. Matt Berger's the only one left that can pull off a strategy like that, and he's done it before.
We got the 08 and the 54 all over each other here. I believe that's for 5th. We've got Harris, I think, in 3rd. And Chase, he'll be 4th. Tegan wrapping that white line perfectly. But S'mores, he's not losing enough time.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Mike, man. I just got a confirmation because I was like, man, I wonder if Matt had a pit speeding penalty.
Well, he
He did
sputtered
not.
coming into the pits the last time. That's why he lost
Okay.
a little ground. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense because I thought he was a lot closer to the leaders here than where he's at right now. So that makes sense right there. But even in this position where he's at, okay, leaders now going into turn 1, and he is now coming out of turn
Turn
2.
two.
Yep.
Yep.
It's going to be
Tegan's
close and it's going
pitting.
to be tight. Tegan is pitting. Oh yeah, he is.
His window's open, and he's, I think, throwing a Hail Mary at this, too. He wasn't going to catch S'mores straight up, so he's making a strategy call. Tegan Jones in the pits. Now, we'll watch along with the 22 of S'mores. Does he respond?
Yeah, I've got my eyes here on the 98. Definitely looks like he's making at least a 2-tire stop, and that's exactly what it is. A 2-tire stop and a full can of fuel, and he's on his way out now.
And an important thing, he's behind Matt in the 6. Now, it is a long shot for him to make it on fuel, but if it does happen, it would net lead. He is ahead of Tegan right now. So watch out for that.
And the 22's ahead of Tegan, so technically Tegan's a lap down now.
Yep. 54, Harris pitting here. Oh, Matt's going to pit. So he's throwing that strategy away. He's pivoting. So we won't see anybody make it on the one stop.
Yeah, that's just about giving that away to the 22 of S'mores there. It's a shame for Matt because you'd think that he would have the best chance of pulling off that strategy, but Matt definitely did not believe that himself, though.
Yeah. Going to make an aggressive call. He's going no tires and a half can of fuel, so I don't know where he gains much from that, but we'll see. Now, S'mores in the 22 staying on that racetrack. We'll watch along with him, see when he pits. How much ground can Tegan Jones make back on him?
Well, right now, 2 tires is not cutting it for the 98.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him gain much time on 22 at all.
Yeah, I don't know if he needs to, though. What does S'mores do, though? That's the big question. Does he take 4 and try to bank on a late rally with him on 4 tires catching through the field and getting back to Tegan? Or does he go with 2 tires to match him? We'll find out. He's not pitting yet. S'mores diving the 3. This is his pit stop. He will pit this lap. 22 of S'mores going to pit here. What does he do?
He cannot speed. He has to go in as safe as he can.
He made a really good entry right there.
Yep, and he did not get a penalty from that. I can tell from here. He
did
definitely
a fantastic job.
Absolutely took the word right out of my mouth.
Got the 54 in the 08 pitting here. Spencer and Remix on pit road. They've been around each other all race. They're not too good of friends. Spencer going to get the advantage over him on pit exit.
Yeah, him and Remix had a run-in at the Daytona race, the last race of the regular season in the Cup Series. So definitely, to your point, they're not the best of friends. But there's not a whole lot of guys that are racing out there that are too keen with working with Spencer anyway, because Spencer makes a lot of aggressive moves on just about anybody and everybody possible.
S'mores exiting here. And he's going to have quite the advantage over Tegan Jones. Are we sure Tegan took 2 tires?
Yeah, when Tegan went into pit road, I counted down how many seconds he took to pit, and it was definitely 2 tires and at least a full can of fuel because it was just about a little over 8 seconds.
Okay. I think S'mores maybe went no tires and a half can, like Matt did.
Well, as far out as S'mores is, I would not doubt that.
Yeah. Can Tegan chase down S'mores? S'mores with a commanding lead now. He dives into 3. Great line for S'mores. He has been rock solid all race. taking it to Tegan Jones. This is not a task for the faint of heart. I mean, he has done a fantastic
really
job.
not.
Yep, he just hit 5 to go. There will be no more cautions in this race, and he's got quite the advantage over Tegan Jones.
Yeah, this is S'mores' race to lose, and I'm telling you, too good of a racer for S'mores to make any kind of mistakes this late in the race. Nah, he's just practicing, celebrating, doing circles. Little burnouts.
3 and 4. Eminem would be proud coming to 8 miles left in this race. 4 laps to go.
And Mike, man, at a track like Auto Club, what did you have this in your bingo book that somebody was going to be able to outpace and outrun Tegan Jones here?
Absolutely not.
I don't care if it's a Trucks, Xfinity, Cup, even dirt, whatever. Nobody gets past Tegan and then just runs away with it like this right here at a place like Auto Club.
I had a Tegan Jones thrashing in the cards tonight, and he's just pulling that gap even more. It's increasing ever more.
And with coming to 6 miles to go here, Mike, man, S'mores and Spencer tied for the most wins with 3 apiece here in the Midweek Series. Permitting that nothing happens to the 22 machine, he will definitely have the advantage over Spencer as far as win counts.
That'll be big. It's not a win in you advance format, but a win will do a lot for S'mores here, as he has only 10 more corners to navigate here to win this race at Fontana.
And, Mike, man, you know as well as just about most others that heard from S'mores there talking about he really wants a win in the Xfinity and Cup Series so bad. He's tired of winning in the trucks. He wants to show he can do it in more than just the trucks here.
Yep, coming to 2 laps remaining here for S'mores. He has done a great job all race doing things that it's not very easy to do. Out-execute Tegan Jones. I mean, pit entry, he was better on the last 2 stops. Was faster than him on the last 2 runs. What an impressive showing as there's 6 more corners left for S'mores in the 22.
And we're going to have to see before we get interviews in, Mike, man, if that's not Tegan himself or the 22 machine, because I don't know. Something's amiss here.
Sure looks like it. As here he comes off of 4. Coming to the white flag, 1 lap to go for S'mores. Less than 2 miles to get his first win in the Xfinity cars this year.
I can see the pit crew down in the 22's pit box here already jumping in joy. It's not over just yet, folks, but it looks like he's got it pretty much set in the bags.
Getting a little loose there, but he's got the time to waste. He'll head through 3 and 4 the final time. The palm trees cascading this racetrack here in Southern California. S'mores will be so cool. He's going to get it done. Xfinity win, you've got it. Fontana for S'mores. He's done it. He's the winner.
What an incredible job by the 22 team and S'mores to get this win in this kind of way.
Beating Tegan Jones straight up. You don't see that happen very often.
With third coming across is Harris. 54 of Spencer coming across fourth. And I believe, let's see, I want to say that's Remix coming across in fifth. Yep, yeah. Remix in fifth.
Matty coming across the line with a blown tire. He'll finish 6th. But a good night. He gains points on Ryan Harp.
And for those that were Chase fans, he had a bad deal where when he hit that wall earlier, it looked like he broken a toe link or some kind, couldn't handle the car. He was out of the race before we got to the finish here, so he will take home 7th, followed by Bradley in 8th, and then Darth Kylo in 9th. Those are your 3 DNFs of the night.
What a performance from S'mores here on the 22. I mean, that is a gutsy race for Cameron Morris.
Very bold. I will have to say that was very bold that he was able to make the move on Tegan when it counted the most.
He got the fastest lap, Tegan Jones, by 200th of a second. All right. Let's get him in here, Kevron. If you can text him, we'll start chatting with him.
Absolutely.
The big winner, S'mores. What a performance from him tonight. One of the best drives you'll see. Not easy to go head-to-head with Tegan Jones and come out on top, but he did it for that elusive Xfinity win in this season. He has 3 wins coming into this race, all of which happened in the Truck Series. We wait on him here.
It's not a win that he could have had at Talladega, but he's definitely jumping with joy anyway.
Here is S'mores. S'mores, not an easy feat to go head-to-head with Tegan Jones and come out on top. Very few can say they did that, especially at a track that is so good for him as Fontana is. Talk me through what you did there. You had that bad entry where you lost a little ground to him, but you rallied and got back to him, passed him, and then out-strategized him and outran him in the last 2 runs. Talk me through it.
I'm not going to lie to you, this would be one of the last tracks I thought I'd actually get a daggone win. Because I hate this track. I think I love it now. But, honestly, I wasn't even trying to pass Tegan there off of 2. He just, I carried the momentum, and he just moved up the track, and I carried the momentum down the straightaway. And then, everyone started pitting there. Tegan was the first one to pit, and I was just contemplating, like, what do I do here? What do I do? And I was contemplating taking 4 tires, but then I was like, I don't think I would get back to him in time. But Tegan even said I probably would have caught him with the 4 tires anyway. But I was like, I don't want to choke the win away. So because I remember Indy, I did that too, with a speeding penalty. No speeding penalty tonight, boys. But I ended up taking 2 there at the end, and I actually pulled away from Tegan there at the end, because I think he got loose off of 4, and I gained like half a second on him, and the gap, I doubled my gap too over him as well. So apparently he said that his car got tighter after Bradley left, and I think mine got looser, and it was all the difference. And I was, as soon as he put it was not the last green flag press up, but the previous one, where I think he had like a 15.4 second stop. I had like a 15.8. I was like, yep, GG's, it's over. He's gone. But no, I actually tracked him back down and hung in with him, which was very surprising to say the least. And like you said, Mike, there's hardly anybody that can go head to head with Tegan and be the one on top. So that is actually cherry on the top right there for me on my little Sunday, that I actually beat Tegan, which I never have done that before. And especially at Fontana, a track that I don't like. I think I love it now. I'm so freaking happy. I finally got my Xfinity win. I've been dreading that. I thought Chicago was going to be the one, honestly. But Fontana actually being the one, I'm actually so surprised. And I'm so happy at the same time. I'm overjoyed. I'm overjoyed. I'm so happy.
That's
you made
what it's
that
all
clear.
about, man.
Now, talk me through what this means to you to get this Xfinity win. That's been a monkey on your back that you've had. You've really been looking for the win in the Xfinity Series. You've gotten your midweek wins in the Truck Series. Talk me through what it means to get this Xfinity win, and also, on top of that, once you're done answering that part of the question, tell me, does this make up for what happened in Talladega a couple weeks ago?
Well, first part, I've been really wanting to get this Xfinity win because Kevin has joked with me in the past, like, I'm the truck guy. I'm really good in trucks. And
King of trucks.
there you go. And yeah, I would say that I'm happy with that, but also at the same time, I don't just want to win in the Truck Series. I want to win the Xfinity Series. And time again, I feel like I have come close so many times. I finished second like a couple times at this point with the Xfinity cars. At Iowa, which, to be honest, I shouldn't have finished second that race. You were so daggone far ahead. So and Spencer was as well. Richmond, a couple weeks ago, I was close. I was there at the end, watching YouTube duke it out. Indy was a heartbreaker because that was my race. I should have won that one, but I got a speeding penalty and handed the win to Kevin there that night. And I'm so happy I got that win, that monkey off my back, because I was thinking, I was like, if I'm getting to the championship 4, and I somehow I win the race to get the championship, that would be my luck. But finally get that one off my back. But doesn't make it up for Talladega. It's hard to say. That one still really, I think that one hurt more than Indy because it was the Cup Series. I hadn't won a Cup race since 2020. It's been a very long time, and just how it ended was very heartbreaking. Because that was my best shot at to win a Cup race all season. I'm not never been in the playoffs, but that would have counted be like a championship win to me. So there's still a little hole in my heart about not winning that one, but as time goes on past, it was a racing incident. It is what it is. Ryan was very heartbroken about what happened. I was very heartbroken that it happened. But does it replace it? No. Do I wish I could get that cup win? Absolutely. But this win will make up for Indy, and will kind of drown out the pain from losing Talladega in a way.
Kevron was also heartbroken about that. And speaking of Kevron, you got anything for him, Kev?
As a matter of fact, I do. Got an interesting stat here, by the way, before we cut you loose. So there's only 2 drivers in the entirety of CFRL that's got a triple-double. And what I mean by that is at least 10 or more wins per division of whatever we race in, whether it be Cup, Xfinity, Trucks. Tegan Jones, you can obviously imagine him with a double-double. And then Bradley Domer Jr., with at least 10 or more wins across all 3 series. Then you get down to the list here with the double-doubles. You got Mike Man here with 19 wins in the Nationwide Series and 13 in the Cup. And then yourself with 14 wins in the Truck Series and 10 in the Cup. That means you've got 9 wins in the in the Xfinity Series right now. You need one more to enter your name into the triple-double column like the likes of Tegan and Bradley. The only other person that is with you two is Michael Fox with 16 wins in the Trucks and 13 wins in the Cup, with only 7 in the Nationwide. How does that make you feel, and what kind of motivation does that give you to try to obtain yet another Xfinity Series win to be able to put your name in the triple-double column?
Well, Chicago I love Chicagoland, so that's going to be. I'm going to have some fun there, trying to possibly go for the championship, which I think if I show up next week, I think I'm pretty much locked in to the championship race at Chicago. I got some teammates to lean on for that weekend, and I'll be looking forward to trying to get that 10th win in Xfinity. That would be awesome to end the year with not only the triple double but also the championship on top of it. So that'll be a really awesome night and an awesome moment.
And, now you got one more win over Spencer, having 4 wins in this season's midweek series now to Spencer's 3 wins. Mike, man, I don't have much to say.
No, those guys are the 2 favorites for sure. But we're going to let you go here, S'mores. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations on this big win tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for broadcasting tonight.
Absolutely. Now let's get Tegan Jones, driver number 98, in here. I was looking for a redemption after a tough race for him at Bristol. Didn't get it done tonight, though. We'll be looking for Sunday in the Cup Series at Chicagoland to get that done. So we wait on him to get in with us here.
Yeah, I just sent him a message there. He should be getting on any moment.
It was a valiant effort from Tegan Jones. Just you don't see that very often. Him lose a head-to-head battle. There's very few guys that can really best him in that aspect, and it was Cameron Morris tonight. Kind of a surprise winner, even though he's been one of the dominant midweek series regulars, but he got the job done in Southern California.
Absolutely. I mean, definitely a rarity to see somebody top over Tegan Jones at probably one of his much better racetracks, that we normally see him perform at. So it cannot be said, and there's no justice in how I can describe what huge of a win that S'mores had just obtained at tonight's race. As we are still waiting for Tegan. Not sure if he's getting on or if there's just some kind of a delay.
Yeah, we'll see here as we're waiting on him. Tegan Jones here, driver number 98. Let's talk a little bit about the Cup Series while we can. Chicagoland Sunday, what are your expectations for that one?
Definitely going to be a lot of bump drafting, action-packed racing going on over there. It's one of the few racetracks where you can hold an outside lane pretty well when defending somebody that's trying to attack you, but definitely not the lane to try to attack anybody, just due to how the racing groove is. But it's going to be an interesting track. Definitely going to be a bottom-feeding type of race. It's going to be a matter of patience, give or take. There's going to be a lot of more taking, I believe, than giving due to how crucial points are for that race, as we just now got Tegan Jones coming in.
Tegan, not often you lose a head-to-head matchup. Very few guys can really do that. Straight up on pace with you. S'mores had your number tonight. Talk me through that. We were hearing on the radio you were a little tight. What was going on with the car?
I don't know. It was just weird. Like I've practiced this track, Monday night. It was fine. I wasn't even plowing. I was running the right front out, but it was still loose enough to turn. And tonight, after Bradley left the lobby, it changed so quick. I could tell when S'mores was in the draft with me that he was having the lift coming out of the corners. That's how good of his runs were. And then, we had that one green flag pit stop, and I had a second on him because of entry and a good pit stop, and he made that up within like 3 or 4 laps. So I knew my ass was cooked then. So once he got under me, I didn't fight it. I figured I'd get behind him, kind of draft, and loosen my shit up a little bit, and it kind of helped. But that one pit stop, I had a very conservative entry compared to him, and then a 16.4, compared to his 13, his 15.8. So he gained 2 seconds on me there, and then then I got it too loose. I kind of swung for the fence and swung a little too hard. So after I got big loose and on the backstretch, I decided to go ahead and pit and eat my shit and be done with it. And I knew unless he fucking sped or took no tires or even took 4 tires, it was going to be hard for me to win that race on 2 tires. So that was going to be the call anyway. You just don't like to do it early. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. I've had that problem last week and this week, where, the car just fucking plowing out of nowhere for tracks that usually don't. I don't know if it's something in my settings or my controller, or it's just this fucked up game. So, it is what it is. S'mores, figured something out since Monday night. So kudos to him. He had a good run, the whole, good setup the whole race, and just, took his time and didn't, give it away, like he has been doing here lately, in the midweek series, in the Xfinity cars. I'm guessing that's his first win in the Xfinity altogether.
Not altogether, but this season.
Okay, this season. Okay, that's what I kind of figured that.
Ninth
I wasn't
career
sure.
win for him.
Okay. So then, that's good. He's been trying to get one all year, and he's kind of been, either beat by a Cup regular or has shot himself in the foot. So, I guess if you're going to get beat, get beat by somebody that's kind of unexpected. I guess that's kind of a cool storyline. I mean, it'd be a little bit different if it was somebody named Michael Whitman. I'd be a little bit more upset about it.
What is your problem with me?
You know what your fucking problem is.
Man.
Hey, man.
You want to bring the punching bags in tonight.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, all right? Listen,
Man.
fun stat here. I know you like those, Tegan. 2019 is Morris's last Xfinity Series win. So that's a
Well,
long
I mean, that kind
time.
of makes sense. That's his last, kind of full. I think we had Xfinity full time 2020, but he was a Cup regular, so
We also
and
did in
we started losing Xfinity, regular pretty quickly in 2020. So I can see that. That kind of makes sense.
Well, and I was telling Cameron about it. You and Bradley are the only ones in the triple doubles as far as having at least 10 or more wins per series. He's only one win away from being a part of that triple double as well. 14 in the trucks, 10 in the Cup, and now 9 in the Xfinity Series. Pretty cool stat to already be up there with 101 wins. Could have been 102 tonight given how the race would have turned out, but you still having your name solidified in the triple doubles and all these records and championships and stuff like that. It's got to be a cool feeling. You're only one of two thus far that's in the triple double bracket.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it ain't somebody with me that's named Michael Whitman, it's fine and dandy.
What?
I mean, me and Bradley have a love-hate relationship. Me and Michael, I'm his B+ driver and he's my C-. So, and that C- stands for cunt.
All right, listen, we're not supposed to say those type of words on these streams. I don't really appreciate that too much. Hey,
I'm sorry, Spencer's probably watching.
If there's any, I know we gotta cover his ears. If there's anybody that should be mad, it's me at you, Mister. But we will digress right now. Let me ask you another question. Chicagoland, you're the defending winner there. Finished second there when we were there in the fall last season in the playoffs to
Should have
Wessel.
won it if it weren't for a speeding penalty.
Yep. Still got second with some fuel strategy. What do you think your chances are for that at Chicago? I know you didn't have the race you wanted at Bristol. You don't really have to worry about the cut line. You're pretty safe. So walk me through your eye on Chicago.
I mean, I've already had some laps there. I feel pretty good, but now I'm a little bit worried. It's a little fucking trend that's starting with, getting halfway through a race and the car just starts plowing and you can't do nothing about it, and then you kind of overshoot your adjustment. I mean, I feel like I don't know if it's a game issue or if something else is going on, because it did it about midway last week at Bristol, and it did it midway tonight right after Bradley left, and we were already having lag issues. I lagged out of the lobby as soon as we got done with qualifying. Like, I had to be invited back just for remix to back out to let me get control back over it. So the lobby was already kind of wonky. Matt was lagging, Spencer was lagging, Harp's lagging. I think Chase was lagging a little bit too. So I feel like that lobby was just all kinds of fucked up for only having 9 people. So I'm kind of worried about Chicago. Like, you know me, I always worry until I get into the race. JB told me that, considering I've won half the races, which he was kind of over exaggerating, I should have more confidence. But I don't know. It's just Chicagoland is such a drafting track. Somebody that can be 2/10 off of you a lap by themselves compared to you can really keep up and ruin your race really quick if they get desperate enough, at the end or anytime during that race and kind of fuck you over. So it's just I know I'm going to run. I'm going to have speed. It's just if I'm going to have the luck on my side, with other people around me and in this game. So I kind of look forward to having a good race. It's just depends, if I don't fuck myself out of it or get fucked.
Now,
Well, go ahead, Mike.
talk me through as a team owner. I think this is kind of an interesting perspective that we don't talk about on these streams much. You're a team owner. You, in theory, really aren't worried about your status for the next round and probably even the round after that. You've built up a large amount of playoff points that have you in a safe spot. You've got one guy on the right side of the cut line and one guy not. What is your mindset as a team owner to keep Ryan above that cut line and boost Kamal over that cut line? Because it is a good track for both of them.
And I mean, you said it. It's a good track. They have to go in this race and think about stage points. They can't think about the win until it's time. they literally have to take this race in stages, which is the whole point of having stages.
Right.
You got to worry about getting the points. You go for the pole, which, very likely none of us will get. It's just because Bradley's a fucking
I got it last year.
shithouse rat. It's getting the stage wins. They did that at, I forgot what track it was in the first round. Where were we? What
We
track
had
was it?
Pocono, Talladega.
It was Pocono where they got top 4 in the stage, and I told them that was their goal. That my goal was going to the Pocono. I was winning that stage in that race. I didn't give a shit about teammates. Get your points and move on. It's going to be kind of the same thing for Chicagoland. I'm not going to fuck them out of it. I'm not going to wreck them for the win. I'm going to race them for the win as cleanly as I can. But right now I know I'm good. But I'm a stat guy. I want the wins. I want the numbers. I want my shit to go up. I don't want nobody gaining on me. So, if that means wins columns, that means points on you and Bradley. That's exactly what I want. I want to gain every week. Now I kind of sound like somebody that I will not name, and now I'm kind of worried. I'm kind of scared because I've been watching some past shit here lately. But I digress. It's just as long as they get their stage points and they can gain a good amount on the cut line on both of them, whether they're under or over it, I think that's 50% of the job done. Then you spend the rest of the race trying to put yourself in position to win. If it happens, then good, but I'm not going to lay over and give it to you. I don't think nobody in this league would appreciate that at all, especially considering one of the guys in here is on that cut line as well. So all 4 of us with Wessel ran good here in the spring. We were literally top 4 until Wessel sped and Kamal, hit the apron and spun it. And it's just left me and Ryan by ourselves. So I think, our team's going to run good. It's just, keeping the track position and helping each other stay in line. Unfortunately, it's a drafting track. Even on low draft, it's potent when you've got 4 or 5 people in line. So it's just about being patient and trying to get away from the rest of the field.
Do whatever you need to do as long as you don't hit the 9 car, please. Kevron, you got any questions for Tegan?
No, I don't think I've got anything other than Mikeman did say that he'd be your #1 OnlyFans subscriber if you race him clean and let him win.
That is not what we said.
I've done let him win enough.
Oh, sure.
Literally, he's took races where he fucking gave them away last year or had them took, and he's went this year and took them back. I was actually thinking about that earlier. He lost Bristol because of fuel mileage last year. I kind of roughed him up a little bit, not meaning to, at Bristol earlier this year after he led over almost 200 laps. And so he took it back. There was another racetrack, Michigan last year. You gave that one away. You went out there and took it back this year. So I'm done giving, bitch. It's time for taking.
Well, I'd like to take
It's
two.
my turn to win.
Yeah, Spencer. He texted me. He said, I'm going to my girlfriend, so I can't do an interview, by the way. And I'm like, you didn't finish in the top 3. So we got Harrison here. Stay around with us, Tegan, if you don't mind, if you want to.
Oh, I literally just sent a message to Harris, and here's Harris jumping in.
I think he got tired of waiting.
I already messaged him. Harris, kind of a quiet third-place finish for you tonight, but kind of exactly what you need here to help your case to advance to the championship race at Chicagoland. Tell me about your race and your night, and walk me through what led to that third-place finish.
I didn't have a lot of turn. I don't know if anyone has said this before I joined. I had no turn in the car. Don't know what the 98 or the 22 had to make their car turn too good or even get on the throttle so early. But as you said, it was a good day I needed, even though it was a very quiet day. From missing last week at Kansas, just trying to gather as many points as I can to lock myself in to the championship for Chicago. So if I can just do the same thing next week, whether it's third or second or even winning, I'll take that finish as well.
Absolutely. Kyron, what do you got?
Not really anything. Just no. Yeah, I mean, you didn't have the best handling car, but you were able to capitalize, get a podium finish out of all of that. I mean, definitely got to feel good getting that third place out of a ill handling car compared to the likes of the 22 and 98. Do you think there was any other kind of? I guess I do have a question. Like any other kind of like changes to like tire pressures, wedge, tape, anything like that you could have thought would have helped you turn the car better and get more speed off of the corners like those two, or did you pretty much throw everything you had into it?
I started throwing everything probably before the last two stops, and then probably one of the stops before the last one, I've kind of figured out something with my right front, especially having to be much closer to my right rear. So at that point, I'm like, it's kind of too late, and we got third place locked up. No one was going to get me for third. So I wish I would have known that earlier, and probably I would have think I would have catched up to them. But once them two had hooked together pretty early, and everyone else is still trying to battle for a position or get in line, it was like they was pretty much gone. So yeah, I wish I would have learned that earlier. But uh, only two races I care about is this one and the next, just to lock myself in, and then the championship is at Chicagoland. Hopefully, I can battle S'mores or Spencer to see if I can win the championship. Even though I've been having a quiet season all year, only winning one race. That was Homestead. That was pretty early in the season, and giving up fucking Indy, that hurts. Even though S'mores probably had the best car at Indy, but he sped and felt like that was landing in my hands, but I had damage from hitting the wall. But all these races count up for Chicagoland. So if I can make it to Chicagoland and be the first car to get the checkered flag, hopefully I can win the championship.
Absolutely. Well, Harris, you'll be in the booth, I believe, Sunday. What do you expect to see on Chicagoland?
Last time at Chicagoland, I think the Fords were pretty strong, and they kind of helped me in my case too. But I think a lot of people are going to get greedy because last time we was there, it's a track position, track and draft, so you kind of need some guys to work with. And knowing it's a playoff race now, I don't think it's going to be a lot of more. It's not going to be a lot of friends this Sunday, so I expect a lot of people to get maybe some hurt feelings or maybe get aggressive. But think I don't know who's the cutoff right now or who's under, but hope one of those two guys, whoever it is, can maybe shake up the playoffs the way it is, or you might just have the same few guys who like to dominate every week.
Sorry.
Whatever. I'm sorry.
What was his deal commenting on that Instagram post?
That as far as in the midweek here, you are right there above the cutoff, going into the race by 5 points. After tonight, I can only imagine that you've increased that by a drastic amount. Sal didn't start tonight. He was 5 behind you. Matt was 8 behind, and he finished behind you both in the race results and the stage, I believe. So, I mean, you could pretty much call yourself pretty well locked in, permitting you start next race and finish strong in the stage.
I was just like to hear locked in. So once we go into Charlotte, if I'm here, I'm locked in. I'm probably going to chill out. I still want to win, but focus is on getting to Chicagoland. And first, we got to make a stop at my home track, Charlotte, in the trucks. So any position that I can just beat my two opponents and outpoint them as I've done this race, it will be good for me. And then we just have our focus for Chicagoland.
Absolutely. Anything else you guys have for him?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, Harris, thank you for jumping in here.
Eat that ass, Spencer.
He's going to see his girlfriend. Maybe he will.
All right, you fellas have a good night.
You as well. That was an interesting race from our perspective. Not the most exciting one, but there was some pretty pretty good battles between the 22 and the 98. Tegan put up a good fight, but kind of a surprise win for S'mores. We all saw the field and thought this was going to be Tegan's race to win, and it was, but S'mores took it right out from under him. We head to Chicagoland on Sunday. I believe Harp, Harris, and maybe a couple others will be in the booth for that. We'll see. And then the next midweek stop is Charlotte. I don't know who's going to be in the booth for that. I will be racing. So I'm not too sure who's going to be in the booth yet, but I'll be back here leading y'all through Chicagoland in a couple weeks. Kevron, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
As far as tonight's race, you took the words right out of my mouth. S'mores coming out with a shocker of a win against the likes of Tegan, who had pulled off 2 back-to-back 3-wide moves to be able to get the lead there at the beginning of the second stage, but had that thunder stolen from the likes of Cameron Morse not shortly after that to see him take the win tonight. As far as this Sunday goes to Chicagoland, just to kind of do a really super quick recap, the last Chicagoland race that we had was earlier this year, and with Tegan Jones winning it and his teammate Ryan Guy finishing second. Mike, man, you came in third. You were the only Chevrolet that finished in the top 5 because S'mores and Harris, the Penske teammates, finished 4th and 5th respectively. So
right.
definitely got all that going on.
Oh, Tegan, you're still here, right?
Correcto.
Talk me through that move. We were insanely impressed by it at the beginning of the second
I was
stage.
too,
That was
to be honest.
Talk me through that a little bit.
Well, I mean, we had a few guys out there that was on O tires and 2 tires, so they were kind of jockeying everybody up. Everybody was kind of getting stuck, and I had a draft run. S'mores kind of got forced up a little bit, and when he went up high, I used the draft off of Harris to kind of split him up a little bit, and Harris done a good job as well, not running up the track into me, because that's all it takes, is somebody is kind of overstepping when you kind of take their lane away, take the track away for them to slide up, and because Spencer had done that to me in the qualifying race coming to the finish, and basically cost me the win. So it depends on who you're racing. It's a group thing. But yeah, I was definitely impressed as well. Trust me, I was fucking internally hooting and hollering as well when I made that actually work. So yeah, I was impressed. That's the thing about Auto Club though. Auto Club opens up for that. No matter what series we run, no matter what draft we run, it seemed like it's got multiple lines and multiple ways to drive it to get the most speed out of it, no matter where you put it. So, and like I told Bradley earlier during practice, I love this racetrack because down the back stretch, if you're following someone and you can see it in your car too, you're literally fucking bouncing all the way down that bitch going into the corner. This is one of the only racetracks that probably actually has physical characteristics from the real life, and it don't even exist anymore. So it's very shameful part on NASCAR's part. Maybe people will come pay and watch us race it. I mean, I'm here for that.
I'll take money if you want to watch.
I'll take money. Yeah, I mean, I'll take money anyway for unquestionable stuff, but I'll do it for legit.
My goodness. Yeah, we'll take sponsors if you're interested. I mean, I know in the past, apparently, we had a bunch ready to go. Those never actually happened. But if anybody wants to sponsor, reach out, please. And on
Absolutely.
that shameless plug,
Goosey Company.
Goose and Co., yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get out of here. Grey Goose, how about that? I'd like to drink.
Yeah.
We'll have some of that. Yeah, let's do it. Anyway, we're going to head out of here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Kevron, for doing it with me. And congratulations to S'mores on his big Xfinity win here in Southern California. I hope everybody has a great night, and this was a Checkered Flag Racing League presentation.